Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is the full moon in Capricorn tarot messages. Now, this is pick a message, and if you're not interested in hearing what this full moon in Capricorn will be highlighting for all of us, just go ahead, look at the thumbnail or the intro at the images. Really use your intuition to feel into which one is speaking to you, and you can go ahead and receive your messages. But for those of you that are interested in what this full moon in Capricorn means for all of us, I'm going to kind of do a brief overview about what you can expect and what this full moon is actually highlighting. I am going to apologize in advance. I have a very nasty cold. My sinuses are very full, my ears are very plugged, and I am having lots of cough attacks. I'm doing my best, so I may have to pause the video from time to time, or I may be sniffing and coughing, which could be annoying. So if that's something you don't think you can deal with, you don't have to listen to this, but I am doing my best here. Now, this full moon in Capricorn is all about highlighting the polarity between structure, discipline, taking responsibility, our time management, and where we put our focus versus that Cancer energy, which is the axis it's sitting opposite to, which is home life, comfort, nurturing, roots, intuition, how we feel safe and nurtured. And wherever you sit on this axis, it's likely to highlight the side that you need to put more focus on, especially with that Capricorn energy being here for all of us to actually reorient and realign to something, especially by way of passion, purpose, and career. Capricorn energy is so good for focus and being methodical and using our time wisely and building things. They are connected to building things. And Capricorns tend to be very good at getting things done. They're very hardworking. I will say, though, sometimes at the expense of their family life. Maybe that will be you. But for others, it's likely to be that perhaps too much of your time and energy is going into that home life energy, that feeling of safety and comfort and nurturing at the expense of your passion, career, and purpose. So there's a few other things that could be brought up under this energy. Patterns from the past, patterns that are inherited from childhood, from family, from society could be coming up to the surface. And you really might start feeling a pull towards having to look at them and deal with them, especially if they're in the shadows and they're uncomfortable. You might be being asked at this time to actually stop, pause, and look at them so that you can release them and not take them with you into your future. Essentially, this full moon is offering us a chance to bring structure where there wasn't, to recalibrate, to reorient, and decide what stays, what goes, what we need to be building on, where our focus has been, and if it's serving us, and if there's an imbalance within it, within our comfort of home energy and our passion, purpose, career, where there may be too much, where there may be too little. It's not the sexiest of energies, but it's very practical and logical and needed so that as we move forward towards the end of the year, we kind of have a really good idea and vision of how to bring harmony here, how to build a bridge and create some sort of balance in these areas of our life where we're likely seeing a little bit of imbalance. There's also a very big connection to ancestors. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you start feeling like you're receiving energy or visitation, even for some of you that are more spiritually open by your passed on loved ones or ancestors, trying to guide you to show you the way forward so that you can navigate this energy really well with a new found sense of purpose and with that structure that's so needed, that isn't fun to have to do, but very needed if we want to make anything happen for ourselves, if we want to see liftoff and abundance and prosperity as a result of whatever we're putting our effort and energy into. It always requires some structure and a blueprint, focus, dedication, responsibility, all those not so fun things, but very necessary things. So this is what this full moon is going to be all about. Leaning into the positive aspects of Capricorn is going to be such a great idea. They're hardworking. They're very focused. They tend to get things done. So there's an element of that here too. And all full moons, this one is no exception, are revelatory. They tend to bring in truths, wisdom we didn't have before, understanding, more clarity usually comes in with full moons. So expect some of that as well. Now, give yourself a second to look at the images on the thumbnail or the intro, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. I went ahead and pulled the main overarching energies just to save a little bit of time in the video. I apologize in advance. I have a really nasty cold. I'm trying my best to not cough like crazy and sneeze and sniff, but it is pretty bad. So that may happen throughout the video. I might have to pause if I have a cough attack. I am going to try to make these videos a little quicker, these messages, just so that that doesn't become a thing. Okay. So main overarching energy that we have showing up for you guys at this time is be bold and make the first move. And it's cardinal moon energy, which is connected to that Capricorn energy because it's a cardinal sign, Capricorn, meaning getting going on something, taking initiative. And then we've got full moon in Aquarius coming on the side of challenge, and it says be real. So it's this feeling of like not holding back on how you truly feel, showing up authentically, speaking your truth, even if it scares you a little bit, because I do think that this means it's going to require some vulnerability on your part, which is a super brave thing to do, to be open and vulnerable with others. And then we've got first quarter moon in Pisces, honor your feelings. Yeah, being real, honoring your feelings, how you really feel about a situation, what it is that you want and desire, not holding back. This definitely could be connected to a relationship for some of you. But Aquarius also suggests that Aquarian energy, it could be family, community, work situations, a group energy, right? Because it can be, Aquarius energy is connected to community and friendships and others. I definitely think for some of you, this is very much connected to a romantic partnership, though. And it feels like by being bold and making the first move, at the very least, even if the way that you express yourself and your truth and how you really feel doesn't land the way that you want it to, at least you'll know, and then you can move forward and make decisions. Okay, we've got Hawk and focus. This is very Capricornian energy. Choose your priorities and eliminate all distractions. Yeah. Be bold, make the first move. It's time to focus on what it is you want, what it is that you need to do to get things moving. And okay, honor and surrender. Let go of control. All right, honor your feelings. And a lot of water energy, a lot of emotions are being stirred up for you right now. You're definitely feeling that polarity between that Cancerian energy and versus Capricorn. It's the axis that we're dealing with, right? And it can cause a lot of tension. But I feel like you're being asked to try to bring as much balance to this energy as possible right now. And if it's showing up, it's because it is possible to sort something out. But where do you need to surrender? Where do you need to let go of control? I almost get the sense of like maybe some of you are digging in your heels about something when it comes to not being the first one to make the first move, because maybe you generally are and you would like somebody else or others to step up. But I get the strong sense that something that you have, that you know, that you understand is needed in this situation. Almost like you hold the cards in some kind of way. You have the wisdom and the maturity more so than the other person or persons that you're dealing with. And it really is time to focus on the situation and get things moving. It's such an interesting polarity too here with like focus and choose your priorities versus letting go of control. But because it's otter and it's connected to that water and emotion, I feel like it's letting go of control around your emotions, allowing them to come forth, allowing them to be spoken by being real, by honoring your feelings, not holding them back. I think almost you have a little bit too much discipline around your emotions, which is necessary sometimes, because if we let them run the show, our life can become very chaotic. But in this case, I think that you need to allow your emotions to be heard, to be seen, to be honored, to be understood. Okay, let's pull some more cards here. Okay, we have Page of Fire in reverse. Balance in reverse, which, yes, we can see there's definitely an imbalance going on here. The Star, inspiration, fulfillment, and faith. Definitely something that's needed, I think, by you guys right now. Four of Fire in reverse. Okay. Nice. Three of Fire upright. Goals, expansion, and vision. All right. So let's talk about this message one. Here's the interesting thing. The center card, the Star, is it's embodying you. You are somebody who's inspiring. You can have fulfillment, and faith is required at this time by you to get into this energy of hopefulness and trust by being bold and making the first move, by honoring your emotions and speaking the truth around them in order to see a situation start to move. But you've been in such a place of imbalance, lack of emotional well-being, not feeling motivated, creative, enthusiastic about anything because you've been in hardship. And you're definitely dealing with a polarity and that emotional nurturing side that you want, desire, crave, and need, and that making things happen energy, doing and pushing and that hustle culture energy. There's definitely something that needs to be brought into balance here. It feels like your emotional life has been suffering for a lot of my message one choosers, but you are this. You are the Star. You can be bold. You can share your feelings. You can be vulnerable and real and honor them and let go of control and discipline around your feelings in order to bring in a new beginning. Because we have Four of Fire in reverse here, suggesting a lot of lack for you, not feeling content, like you have nothing to celebrate, prosperity not showing up for you. But it's because there's a lack of emotional openness, vulnerability, and connections, like your heart not being fully seen and understood, especially by those around you. But you have ships coming in here, message one. You have goals, expansion, and vision coming in for you. Essentially, your ship coming in with those angel wings, right? It feels like things want to turn a corner for you, like you've got blessings that want to show up for you. But we must deal with this emotional turmoil first. For some of you, I think this is in romantic partnership and connection. But for others, I feel like there's just a disconnect emotionally in general with your joy, your soul self, that feeling of I'm connected to passion and purpose in the best possible way. And I feel like part of that is because you do hold back. You're not necessarily honoring your feelings and being real with them and others, like being real with others about how you actually feel and what it is you want and need. Yes, okay, let's pull some more cards here. Okay. Message one, I keep getting this vibe that you are actually somebody who's quite good at inspiring others when you're feeling balanced and emotionally open and on. It's like you're on. It's like people are drawn to you like a moth to a flame because you give off such good light and energy. But I feel like that's been dimmed for you as of late. Like you've been going through some hard things. But I think this full moon in Capricorn is going to give you the opportunity to be bold and make the first move, to trust yourself and be brave enough to speak your truth, honor your feelings, release control emotionally so that things can just start to shift and change for you. And it doesn't feel like it's just going to be in one area, like on the home front, but I feel like in so many, it's going to have this positive domino effect. Star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul, family. Yeah, there's a big disconnect. I think that might be another thing for a lot of you. Where are my people? Where are the people who I actually feel safe being this vulnerable with? I don't feel aligned with those that are around me. I feel very disconnected. Big part of the issue, I think, here. But this is saying the stars are aligning, remembering home, soul, family. I think you're about to call in some like minded people, community, and situations where you can be more real and authentic. But I still feel there's a strong desire and need for you to be that with those around you now, with romantic partners, with friends, with coworkers, family. It feels like it'll bring about some sort of clarity and closure for a lot of you. Soul Star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Wow. You've got stars aligned, remembering home and soul family, and then you've got fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. I actually think some of you are about to walk away from a particular job, career, a group of people, a situation, maybe even a romantic partnership for some of you, and towards those that you're actually aligned with that 3 of fire. Feeling more yourself, feeling like more authentic again, and more aligned with like that sense of who you are, that passion, that purpose, that enthusiasm, your light essentially no longer feeling dim, like it's shining big and bright again. Excuse me. This is the nastiest cold I've had in a very long time. Nope, that doesn't feel right, so I'm going to keep shuffling. I think that some of you are going to receive a massive activation too, especially if you give yourself over to a little bit of meditation and contemplation, getting centered and sorted. Yeah, like epiphanies and clarity. Full moons are great for that. You hear bright tinkling notes of bells or chimes. You don't know where they're coming from, but something tells you what they mean. The angels are working on your behalf. Okay, so pay attention to this as a sign for you. I think it's definitely more of a yes energy. When you hear the sound, the angels are confirming what you were thinking about. They're like, yep, that's right. Follow that line of thought, follow that lead, do that thing. It feels very affirming. And on the bottom of that, we have coins or small shiny objects may have been put in your path to draw your attention to important signs from the angels. Look around. You're really being guided right now. There's an activation that wants to happen through my message one choosers, where things have been hard and heavily, and where you have felt emotionally disconnected from others and yourself. This is an opportunity to shift all of that, but it does require you to be bold and make the first move, to focus on what you want and release control around holding back your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This is going to be a catalyst moon for you, I think, into a new direction, new beginning, towards new people and situations. All right, let's just cap this off with one final message here for you guys. Oh, I just realized I didn't take that. I should have put that there, the bottom card. Yeah, this like energy of spirit's going to come in for you, but I feel this need that you have to take a little bit of a time out for yourself to receive. Being in nature seems to really stick out to me for you guys. I feel like that's going to be really helpful, and you'll receive answers and guidance. And I also kind of feel like strength to get into this focus energy and be bold and make the first move. Breakthrough. Nice. How many beautiful heartfelt wishes have been crushed by fear? How many times has society's voice of disapproval cast a shadow on your dreams? Excuse me, sorry guys. It is time to break free of these false beliefs and realize your dreams. Allow your heart to guide you. Trust your inner guidance. The time is right. I love that for you guys. Lots of purple energy, spiritually connected energy. Yeah, you're about to have a breakthrough. I know it didn't necessarily show up here, but I honestly think message one, go for some nature walks, spend some time near the trees, get really grounded, hand on heart meditations, heart chakra activating meditations, and maybe crown too. I feel like these are going to be really good things for you right now. They're going to be very opening for you to help you like get into that energy of a breakthrough, and then be bold with that breakthrough and make the first move, make things happen, honor your feelings, being real, refocused again. I feel like you've got a lot of positive, helpful energy coming your way. And I think it's about time, message one. That's what it feels like for me, for you guys. Like, you've been through it. It's been tough, but that rough patch energy, that this hardship wants to shift and change, but you are being asked to step up in some way to be a catalyst to help initiate this change, if that makes sense. Yeah, definitely being directed towards new people and situations that are far more aligned with you and who you are as well. All right, guys, I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. If you didn't listen to the intro, I did mention that I'm sick. I've got quite a nasty cold right now, so lots of sniffing and coughing. I do apologize in advance. I'm trying my best to suppress it, but it's not necessarily going as well as I'd like it to. I did go ahead and pull the main overarching energies just to save a little bit of time in these videos. So, okay, we have you are good enough, full moon in Virgo energy. Okay, so we're in Capricorn energy, which is Earth. And Virgo is also Earth and very practical and logical. I almost wonder if some of you are maybe too much in that energy right now. Maybe it's natural for you and you're not allowing your emotions to come to the surface or look at them in a way that maybe is needed at this time. Because this is saying you are good enough. So there's this need or vibe that I'm getting here for you guys, that you need to really look at how it is that you're really feeling about things. And what is causing you to feel less than, like you're not good enough? What has created this energy within you? Okay. Okay, full moon in Pisces, forgive. All right. So I think maybe somebody or something has happened that has made you second guess yourself, question your whole self in a way that is very detrimental to your soul. That sounds very deep, but it feels like maybe somebody has done something, said something, hurt you in a way that has affected you body, mind, soul. This is what I'm trying to say. And there's a need to forgive this person, not for them, but for you, because I think you're holding on to this energy as though it's true about you. And it's acting as a block to something good that wants to come in. It's keeping you more in that practical side of things, that earthy energy, rather than allowing your emotions to flow and look at them and understand them. And then release what's not serving you. I feel like this full moon is coming in to help you with this, though. So that's just a bit of a heads up message too. More water energy. New moon in Scorpio, go deeper. Yeah. You're really being asked to look in that shadowy energy, that this is hard, into the hard energy of how you actually feel, what's happened, what's transpired, and how it's affected you emotionally, especially. Instead of just sort of like kind of happily trying to truck along like it's not there, it feels like it's going to show up in a much bigger way at this time. You're being asked to go deeper with this energy, to face the shadows. I think for release, to go into that forgiving energy, to release it, because it's likely acting as a big block for something, because you really are good enough, message 2. You deserve all the good things: prosperity, love, positive connection, adoration from others, respect from others. You are good enough. I get a strong emotional energy here, but I definitely feel like a lot of you guys are trying to suppress it. And I mean, I wonder if some of you even understand it completely, like how deep this emotional energy or turbulence that has showed up for you in your life has affected you. You've got water on both sides, right? Pisces can bring about illusion if we're not careful, where we can delude ourselves into really thinking that we are less than in so many ways. And Scorpio energy helps us uncover truth and really go deep and unlock some certain mystery, get to the clarity, get to the truth about things. And you really want to lean into that energy right now. Okay, let's pull some more cards here. Okay, This card flipped right over, and it's clear out the clutter, purification, frog, connected to water, rain, and cleansing. Lots of watery energy here. So I feel like you're definitely comfortable in that earthy energy of practicality, routine, logic, structure. Not so excited about the emotional side of things, but this is exactly where you're being asked to go, to put a structure around your emotions, to go deep, to release the things from the past so that you can then move forward in some way. But there's no need to declutter your mind, your heart, your soul. Purification, yeah. It's sort of like, I believe this card has some sort of messaging on it that says, I don't generally look at the write-ups for these very often, but I feel like I'm remembering that this one says, you need to have a good cry, hop in the shower, and just let the tears act like they're cleansing your whole body, like a cleansing ritual for your body. Let the tears fall. I feel like some of you might need to do that. Yeah. Lots of water energy here, lots of emotions that need to be understood and cleared and released. Raccoon, resourcefulness. You have all the resources you need. I don't think that you've tapped into your potential fully. And I don't think that you see how much you have at your disposal and how resourceful you are as a person, which means being resilient and clever. And I think these are all aspects of you that are suppressed or have been forgotten because of this feeling of lack around yourself, the self-esteem thing that's really acting as a huge block. But you are this. You naturally can embody this message too. And you do have everything you need. It sort of brings this message too of look again. Look again. You've probably missed something. But I think that you're underestimating yourself at every turn message too, and that needs to stop. And it feels like the only way to do that is to go deep, to look at those hard aspects, the emotional things that aren't so fun to deal with or that have caused you pain. I think what somebody once said to me is that when you allow your tears to fall, it's like a little mini baptism, clearing you of the emotional and heaviness and baggage. There's something to that here that I keep coming back to for my message twos. Okay, the Empress, creation, abundance, and action. Excuse me. Four of Fire, prosperity, contentment, and celebration, but it's in the reverse. I think that you naturally are an Empress energy message too. You naturally embody it, a nurturer, kind, loving, so much to offer, so much to give, but I think it's been really blocked and suppressed right now due to these sort of energies up here where you're holding on to heartache and pain, beliefs of others, things that others did to you that made you feel less than, causing a lot of disconnect here, right? Especially with this Four of Fire too, right? Because that feeling of I have things that are going for me. I have a lot to celebrate. I've got prosperity coming in all ways. A lot of people always think that's just financial, but it can be an abundance of friendships, like-minded individuals, feeling seen and connected. Definitely an energy that needs to be worked out here with this purification, with this forgiving energy. Three of Fire. This is showed up in message 1 too. Coming under you are good enough. Goals, expansion, and vision. You are worthy of what you want. You are worthy of your dreams. You are worthy of all kinds of things. You have more power than you think. Resourcefulness, creativity, and vision. But, excuse me, I think it's been blocked by all this emotional turmoil that you've been in and haven't really fully dealt with. Yeah. And I feel like spirits want you to get back into this energy, embodying that Empress that is nurturing and intuitive and spiritually connected. And I feel like very empathic, and bringing that into connection with this creativity that you have and clear vision. I almost wonder if some of you are visionary and like almost like clairvoyant, like you can see, you receive wisdom and guidance through vision. In that third eye energy, I wonder if it's been a little bit blocked because of this emotional stuff up here. It kind of is feeling like that to me. All right. Ace of Water. Yeah. Emotions, relationships, and intuition. Not much I need to say there. This is where we're going deeper. This is where we need to look. What are our emotions trying to tell us? What are the relationships that are around us? Are they feeding our soul, or are they hurting our soul? Do they need to be released? Is there some sort of intuition that you're blocking around these things because it's hard to make these shifts and changes? I think that might be true for some of you. Definitely needing to go deeper here. You've got so much water energy with this little bit of fire here that is naturally there, I think, for you guys, but very much suppressed, very much been doused by all this water. Knight of Earth in the reverse. Okay. Organized, responsible, supportive. Okay. Next to this Ace of Water with relationships, emotions, and intuition. I feel like somebody that you had hoped would be stable and strong and supportive for you, and that you had a lot of hope in this connection, was the opposite of that. I feel like they've brought you a lot of heartache and pain, more than you bargained for. And this is general, so that's probably not going to resonate with all of you, but I definitely think that's a thing for some of you. And it's really done a number on your self-esteem, your ability to trust yourself, like, almost like you're really beating yourself up, like, how could I not have seen this? Or why do I choose things like this for me when my intuition told me that there was a niggle and I ignored it, that this is probably not the best situation for me, that this is not going to be long-term and supportive and idyllic, essentially. But I think that you're grappling with this, and this is where this forgiveness energy needs to come in. I think some of you need to forgive yourselves for maybe not seeing the truth around something or someone. Okay. Wow. Okay. Another water card, 8 of Water, needing to emotionally walk away. Now, upright, searching, empowerment, and fulfillment. We're making the choice to emotionally walk away from something that's not serving us. We're allowing forgiveness for ourselves and others. We're purifying our body, mind, and soul, right? Clearing out the mental fog, the emotional upset, going deeper, right? Tapping into our resources and really making ourselves a priority, reconnecting to our passion, our fire, our beauty in all kinds of ways. But it's in the reverse, suggesting this has been so difficult for you and you're having a really time detaching from an emotional situation, a connection. I almost wonder if some of you stay because you have this belief that you're not going to find any better, you don't deserve better, that you are good enough and you deserve all the beautiful things. You deserve people who love you, see you, support you, who make you a priority, who would never consider you just an option. They would always want you around because because of what you bring, because of your beautiful Empress energy, male or female, it doesn't matter. Somebody who's nurturing and loving and intuitive and giving and kind. But there's so much disconnect from these aspects of yourself here, message 2. And I feel like this full moon's coming in to provide you an opportunity to clear this out, to let go, to emotionally walk away from those that do not support you, that do not have your best interests at heart. And I feel like when you can realize that you are good enough and you do deserve better, you will do that. But we first need to understand your emotions and how they've affected you, where you might not be forgiving someone else or yourself, and it's creating a block in you to new prosperity, to a new way forward, to this fulfilling energy here at the center of positive emotions and good relationships and connections coming in, your intuition coming back online, or not being ignored by you, because I think that's a thing for some of you. Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. Nice. Okay. You know what? I feel like some of you have the potential for new connection coming in. Or at the very least, this forgiving energy will heal a situation where you can start to move forward from a much better place because the air has been cleared and everything has been said and truly forgiven. But this is general, so I definitely am feeling both energies here. Coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. Okay. And sometimes I feel like this is going to be, and for some of you rather, I feel like this is just for you, where you become more harmonious. You feel resolved within you. You've released this heavier emotional energy, and now you're ready to move forward and do that walking away from the things and people that are not serving you anymore. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, at crossroads, no wrong path. Okay. So not overthinking. Follow your heart. Lead with your heart, bring your head with you. Message 2. You can't choose wrong, so don't be afraid to choose. I'm very attracted to that rainbow energy, which always makes me think of blessings coming in. But this is what Spirit's trying to do for you at this time. This is what this full moon in Capricorn energy is offering. Healing and release. Reconnection to yourself, coming back into harmony within, realizing that you are good enough, that you deserve good things and good people and blessings to be showing up for you. But there is that energy of that crossroads, right? That I don't know if I can emotionally walk away from this thing or this person. I'm afraid. And I have feelings of self-esteem issues that are keeping me here. There is no wrong path as long as you follow your heart. Truly, message 2. All right. These got all wonky here. Let me just fix this for a second. Oh my lordy. Okay, dropping cards everywhere. That was a whole pile. I do think that this emotional fulfillment, a new beginning and emotions with connection, relationship, your intuition coming back online, I really do think this is what shows up as a result of you releasing this heavier stuff up here. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. A baby may suddenly shift her gaze and spontaneously smile the sweetest smile on earth. This little one somehow knows she is blessed with an angel's presence. Jeez, with an angel's presence. So you might be out somewhere and notice a baby either smiling a lot at you, letting you know that you're seen, that you're beautiful inside out, that they see your angelic light, and also that they see the angels around you, letting you know you're absolutely not alone. You are guided. There's something about innocence and trust with that too, I think, for you guys. And on the bottom, we have angels can communicate with us through dreams. They tell us about our lives, our concerns, and give us clues about what's to come. So pay attention and try to remember your dreams. Keep a dream journal beside the bed. Message 2. You're going to receive, right? This going deeper energy. Like, I feel like that's a part of this equation here. Okay, let's cap this off with one final message for you guys. Yeah, this full moon is definitely offering an opportunity to illuminate what's true for you, what's affected your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, what you believe you deserve. And there's going to be a massive opportunity with that Capricorn energy to shift this and create a change. Have a better new beginning. Bring harmony back in. Reconnect to your soul self, that Empress energy. I think you guys are quite intuitive and empathic, and those people tend to get really affected by the smallest things that other people's energy have brought to them without always realizing that that's the case. I definitely feel like some of you need to forgive yourself for some things. Patience. Okay. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there's a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. Excuse me again. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust you are eternally loved and guided. Trust in divine timing, message 2. That's a big message that I get from this. With this patience, it may not look like anything's working out the way that you want it to, but it is. Things going on behind the scenes, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. But first, work on you, your feelings, your emotions, your sense of self-worth and self-esteem, and get prepared to make a decision to emotionally pivot away from something that's not serving you and towards a much better new beginning with that Ace of Water waiting for you, right? With intuition opening up, new relationships and connections coming in for some of you. or a healing around one. Yeah, you're eternally loved and guided. You absolutely are. Remember to keep that dream journal beside the bed. I think some of you guys are going to have quite profound dreams at this time. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope you all have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. I went ahead and pulled the main overarching energies just to save a little bit of time in the videos. If you didn't watch the intro, I do have a very nasty cold right now, lots of coughing and sneezing. I apologize in advance. I'm trying to suppress it, but it's not always working. So it might be a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. All right. Okay, we've got new moon and Pisces energy, so emotional, watery energy showing up. And it says meditate and contemplate. So where do you need to step back, reassess before you make any decisions or take any action around something? Essentially is the big message here for you guys. Sort of like no hasty decisions. Okay, first quarter moon in Sagittarius. Believe in your good luck. This is on the side of challenge too. Fiery energy, creativity, being more philosophical. Believing in your good luck being a challenge for you right now. And because this is showing up to meditate and contemplate, and I felt compelled to say don't make any hasty decisions, I almost feel like because maybe you're not believing in your own good luck right now, because maybe things have been really hard and heavy, that you might be tempted to make a decision right now that ultimately doesn't end up being for your best and highest good, isn't as aligned as it could be. So be mindful of that. I just come back to no hasty decisions. Okay, full moon in Taurus, detoxify. I almost wonder if some of you need to detoxify your thoughts and mindset right now, because I do think maybe some of you have been going through a bit of hardship or frustration or idleness in some kind of way. But also, for some of you, you could need to detoxify your body right now. Maybe you haven't been well, or maybe you've absorbed a lot of negativity from others and it's really affecting you and your ability to believe in your good luck. Needing to take a step back at this time is the biggest message coming through, though, for you guys under this full moon, because it's very likely to illuminate a few things, to help you notice and understand a few things where you maybe were otherwise confused. And I also think for some of you, it's going to help you make some kind of decision. But we'll see what else comes out. Ooh, okay, I'm wondering if I should just take that. Okay. Dragonfly and illusion. You know who you really are. Believe in your good luck. So something's happened to make you feel like I think you have to make a choice that feels more like you're settling rather than choosing. This just keeps coming into my mind. So again, message 3, be careful of that. You know who you really are. Don't pretend to be anything less than who you are. Don't dull your light or your shine. Excuse me, sorry guys. In order to appease anybody else. This is that I think you need to detoxify this energy out of you right now. Message 3. Because I think you're running an illusion on yourself, like disempowering yourself. Again, this energy of choosing lesson, not seeing what's true and real and possible for you, because you've absorbed a lot of negativity. Yeah, you know who you really are, the power that you are, how capable you are, that you do have positive energy and good luck on your side. I don't think it's been tapped into by you guys right now, because there is this need to detoxify your energy and really get real, raw and honest with yourself before you make any big decisions. This situation calls for adaptability and innovation and ingenuity, creativity, right? You know who you really are. Believe in your good luck. Detoxify. I feel like it's almost like, your spark has kind of gone out. Your shine has been dulled by people and situations. And you have the capacity to take the lead on something too, I think, here, message 3. But I think that you're feeling frustrated and exhausted by something in a situation, making you feel like, I'll just do this. I'll just settle. That word just keeps coming to me. That just, so that you don't have to deal with certain things anymore or situations. But I really feel like there's a strong message here to not do that. You have the wisdom, the knowing somewhere deep within you, even if it's buried right now, of what to do and how to come out of this more illusory energy, this toxic energy that you've been in. Your mindset, I think, has suffered as a result of others and their thoughts, feelings, opinions. This feeling of, if I don't make a decision and take this option, then I could be in trouble in some way. I don't feel like that's true for you guys either. I just feel like there's something that's being missed by you guys that is going to be more aligned with you and what's best for you. Let's see what else comes out with that. All right. Truthful, analytical, and outspoken, Page of Air. Six of Air. Relief, hope, and moving on, but it's in the reverse. A lot of mental energy here. Wow. Knight of Air, intellectual, determined, and motivated. Lots of air. I think many of you are far too much in your mind right now. Balance in the reverse, compromise, self-control, and moderation. And the Hermit in reverse, introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. Okay. All right. Message 3. I'm wondering, are some of you air signs? Let me know in the comments. I think that you're very naturally comfortable being up in your mind and being analytical and really thinking things through. And we were talking about detoxifying, maybe for some of you, a mindset or your thoughts. I definitely think that's a thing here. I think maybe there's been a little bit too much analyzing and overthinking, causing you to feel like you have to make a quick decision and just go in a direction, even if it's not what's best for you. I keep coming back to that as well. There's definitely this need to go into hermit mode, meditate and contemplate. Connect to your heart, your soul. It has something to say. I feel like it's been trying to get really loud, if it hasn't already, been like niggling at you. And it's connected to who you are as a soul. That part of you, I think that's been dismissed, where you've been more comfortable being analytical, intellectual, all that kind of energy. And it's time to drop the veil on that. It's time to release this illusion and bring that part of yourself out in a much bigger, more profound way, where there's innovation as a result of that, because there's definitely an imbalance here. Because you've got compromise, self-control, and moderation in the reverse. I can't let go of this idea that some of you are going to settle for something that's less than what you deserve, or is not as aligned with you as it could be, or what's best for you in the long run. And it's because I think you're running out of that energy of hope. I think you're naturally this Knight of Air energy, intellectual, determined, and motivated. Fantastic qualities, but you're being asked to go more emotional, nurturing mode, right? Of meditating and contemplating and connecting with your heart. Pisces energy. Pisces energy can also be really unhelpful for running illusions on ourselves. So there's something about when you are tapping into the emotional well, I feel like they're telling you your emotions are telling you a story that's not, dare I say, the right story. It's that illusion. There's a huge desire and need here for you to go into your sacral energy, to your heart center, to your passion and your purpose. It's got something to say, and I feel like it's trying to get your attention around something in a very big way. Message 3. But it just feels like you're this, like, you're just sort of like, go, go, go. Do, make it happen, make a decision, because I can't deal with this anymore. I'm frustrated. I definitely feel frustration here too. I almost feel like for your messages, I want to pull a few more cards. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, let's clarify a few of these cards. All right. Let's clarify the Page of Air and the Six of Air. What's creating that block? What's creating this dissonance there? For fire, prosperity, contentment, celebration. A lack mentality for sure. Things not going the way that you had hoped. Okay. Partnership, commitment, and reconciliation. Two of water. Relief, hope, moving on. Okay. Hardship and connection. Not feeling content. Not feeling balanced. No passion, no fire. Having to move on and make hard decisions. Okay. Well, that explains a few things, doesn't it? All right. I also want to clarify balance and the Hermit. Four of water, distraction, self-absorption, and discontentment. A lot of discontentment here. And then 10 of earth, prosperity, security, and tradition. Okay. A lot of upheaval on the home front. Things not running so smooth there, not seeing eye to eye. A lot of discord and discontent. Not as much happiness as there could be. I almost wonder if some of you are feeling quite stuck in this situation. Yeah, okay. On the bottom, we have Six of Earth in reverse, and that's charity, generosity, and windfall. I think some of you feel stuck, like you can't move forward, like there's not enough money, there's not as many options. Like you're in this it is what it is situation. But I keep getting this detoxifying your mind, body, soul, doing some meditation and contemplation, because where there's a will, there's a way, with that ingenuity and being able to adapt and innovate and come up with a solution to bring things either back into equilibrium or to find a way to move on and start anew. And this full moon is going to provide that energy. So you're really going to want to give yourself over to that. Message 3. And I feel like once you've received this energy and you get your mindset back on track and your body, mind, soul energy more balanced again, you will be able to see how to put a structure around something, innovate, move forward, move on, or bring back in some sort of balance and harmony to your home life situation. Because it feels like on many fronts, it's been very difficult with the connection, with finances and stability, but answers around this are forthcoming for you. But I do come back to, don't settle. Don't settle for fear that. I will say your message has been the most, I guess, where I feel like there's a little bit of fog around it. Like, what is it actually trying to say? It's layered, very layered. Solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. Ingenuity. There's definitely something that you're not seeing. There's something that you're missing, right? And that's that fire energy here too, which is on the side of challenge. Believing in your good luck, trusting that things are going to start to move in your favor. I do think it requires looking at things differently and not just, just going and making these decisions based on, well, I just have to make a decision, so it's going to be this, even though it's not the best one. So clearing out your solar plexus chakra, a good idea. Inner fire, willpower, coming back online for you. This is what wants to show up for you. Message 3. Gaia gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, and earth intelligence. Some of you guys might really benefit from earth pulsing. I would recommend looking that up online. It helps you to feel very connected and centered and grounded. Also, maybe just some nature walks. Either way, there's an activation that wants to happen for you guys. learning experiences, wisdom, transmission, and earth intelligence. Yeah, the earth intelligence really stands out to me. I feel like there's something that you connect to or receive as a result of getting really grounded, of going out earth, maybe doing that earth pulsing and making decisions from that place rather than the place that you're in right now mentally, because there's a lot of mental energy here getting in the way of things. Nice. Okay. Connect with Jophiel, the archangel of beauty and wisdom, through the colors yellow and deep pink. The number 333, the element of fire, and the gemstone citrine. She works through flower essences such as dianthesis. Dianthus? So pay attention to when threes cross your path. They're direct messages from the spiritual realm. They're also connected to ascended masters. So if you're needing help with very specific things, look up who the angelic and angels that are connected to that specific thing and who the ascended masters are that are connected to that, and call them in for their guidance and their assistance at that time, because you'll receive it. This whole element of fire. It's too much in the air energy, too much mental energy. You need to tap into that fiery, innovative, creative energy, but I also think you're emotional well as well. I think there's a lack of that positive emotional connection too, helping you with your situation that's needed right now. Okay, let's cap this off with a final message for my beautiful message threes. All right. Should have brought it over here. Creativity. Yeah. Something about your creativity has been really shut down here, message 3, right? With that fire energy. Fire is all connected to inspiration and creativity, innovation. We, your angelic messengers, are here to help unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Excuse me, geez, I shouldn't have laughed. It made me cough. Unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Listen to the whispers of love inside your heart as we communicate with you through feeling and emotion. Let go of fear and apprehension and express the endless source of creativity you possess. Have fun and allow the inner child within you to express your true essence. All is valid. And again, it started with we, your angelic messengers, are here to help you unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Yeah, disconnected from your heart, your emotions, and your creativity, right? Fire and water being out of balance for my message 3 choosers right now. And it's funny, I just realized your message 3 and this is the threes. Big connection to the number 3 for you guys. So really pay attention to that. You are far more creative than you give yourself credit for. I think your well of creativity is like, it's like a tap that's been shut off and needs to be turned back on again. There's energies around you and mental energies that need to be detoxified out, because it's created this energy around you where you're running this illusion on yourself and not seeing that you really do have good luck and positive creative answers and energy that you should be utilizing and tapping into right now, so that you don't settle for less in a situation. And it does look like a lot of things have been difficult for you when it comes to family, emotional well-being and health in a romantic partnership, financial stability. It feels like everything's been quite sideways for you. And I almost get the sense that you're, excuse me, feeling like you're at your wit's end and you just need to make choices so that you can be done with it. Just be very careful. Meditate and contemplate, detoxify, clear yourself out first, because this is going to bring in the clarity that you need so that you don't make a decision that isn't as aligned with you as it could be. Giving yourself over to this full moon energy, allowing it to bring you the clarity that you need, I think is going to help you with your situation in so many ways, and it will help you up-level yourself, your energy, your creativity, all the things that feel like they've been suppressed for whatever reason right now, probably because of all this heaviness and exhaustion down here. Yeah, it's time to kind of flip this on its head and get out of your head and drop back into your heart and your soul again. Because it's created some sort of veil of illusion. where you're not seeing your potential, what you're capable of, or what you could be doing with a situation to make it prosperous and emotionally balanced and healthy again. All right, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing and beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. So I went ahead and pulled all the main overarching energies, but we will look at them together. And I'm just giving everybody a heads up. If you didn't watch my intro, I have a really nasty cold right now. I'm doing my best to suppress the sneezing and the sniffing and the coughing, but it's not entirely easy. So I do apologize if there's a lot of sniffing and coughing in this video. All right. Okay, we've got new moon in Aquarius energy, and it says bring love into the situation. And Aquarius energy is very connected to others. So this could be in a work environment, this could be in a home setting, but it's usually connected to other people, friendships, groups, community, things of that nature. And if it's coming out for you, it might be that you are somebody who is very good at bringing like a light to things, bringing a lighthearted nature to things, or bringing in an energy that is much needed to bring a group of sorts or family members or people together. We'll see what else comes out with that, though. Okay, we've got Capricorn energy here. Last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind. Okay, and it's coming in the side of challenge. So maybe you don't entirely feel comfortable showing up in a certain way in these situations because of something that happened in the past. And Spirit's saying, what's done is done, what's been is been. I feel like you've learned things, and maybe you're just not trusting what you've learned, that you are wiser now, and that the past is the past, and it's time to step up in a different way. Because it's Capricorn energy, and Capricorns are very authoritative. They're very good at taking actions and responsibility and making things happen. And for whatever reason, I'm feeling like that's you too, whether you realize it or not. But we must let go of what's been and trust that the future is holding different energy for us now. But this situation does require open-heartedness and lightheartedness, I feel too. We've got Capricorn energy again. New moon in Capricorn. Step up and lead. Step up and lead. Yeah, it's you. It's you that are the light in this situation. Regardless of what's happened in the past or maybe how hard it was or difficult, you have the wisdom to create a new way forward in the situation, to be a positive leader. Even if in the past you tried to step up and it didn't go the way that you had hoped, or maybe what you brought to the table fell on deaf ears, no one was listening to you, I don't think that's going to be the case this time. Yeah, it's time for you to step up and take the lead. With your light activated from your heart space. I feel like there's something I need to say and I'm just not tapping into it. I'll leave it and I'll see if it comes back. There's also a lot of new moon energy here too. So the next new moon is in Leo. And then what follows that is a full moon in Aquarius. We've got Aquarius energy here. That time can be significant for you guys, so keep that in mind. That'll be towards the end of July and into August. Activating something, a catalyst for something, I think. A new beginning of some sort. Okay, let's pull some more cards. You know, Aquarius energy rather. It's air energy. And it's very intellectual, very intelligent, and innovative. They think outside the box. I feel like that's a part of this taking the lead too. With love, right? Because that's a big message. I just had a card that flew out. I'll have to go pick that up. All right, I'm just going to pause the video for a sec, guys, and pick up that card. Okay, so the card that flew out on the floor for you guys was Antelope, decisiveness. Make a decision and take appropriate action. Step up and lead. So maybe you've been feeling really indecisive. There's something that's holding you back. And I almost wonder if it has something to do with something that happened in the past where you tried and it didn't go well, or people didn't listen, or You weren't able to bring a situation together. It could have been divine timing and the timing just wasn't right. But now it might have created this situation where you're second guessing all the time and you get really indecisive. Therefore, you make no decisions. But it is time to get into decisive energy, message 4, and take action. And it wouldn't be showing up for you if the timing wasn't just right for this situation, for you to step up and take the lead with bringing love into whatever the situation is. Because I feel like I just get the sense that you are a light onto others, whether you realize it or not, and it's needed right now. Like in a very big way, it's needed. But also with that Capricorn energy of structure and discipline and responsibility. Okay. Coyote. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Wise fool. Yes. Okay. So I feel like mistakes in the past. I've made mistakes in the past. I don't trust myself. People didn't listen, or maybe I went about it in a way that ended up creating a situation where was the opposite of what I wanted. And none of that's going to happen this time. Whatever happened in the past was a lesson, not a life sentence, something I say a lot. You were meant to just learn from it, move on, and then show up differently next time. That next time is arriving, and you really have learned from whatever this was, whatever these perceived mistakes were. It was not meant to stop you altogether and create disharmony within you where you feel like you can't be decisive and make decisions and show up in like the best possible way you can. And you're being asked to do just that right now. Message 4, you've got this. You really do. Even if you're scared, sort of like feel the fear and do it anyways. There's a reason that you're being called to action, called to take the lead on something at this time. You're entirely capable. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards. But I mean, when things go wrong in our past, we do tend to hold on to them like they're the truth, and they're always going to be the truth. And then they create this block and this habit and pattern where we never show up fully or trust ourselves to show up in a similar way again. Be careful of that trap, because I feel like there's so much that you have to offer here, message 4, in this situation. But yeah, leaning too much into what's been and what's happened. You don't live there anymore. The past is the past. Okay, we've got 9 of air in reverse. And the keywords for that are negativity, worry, and sleeplessness. But you're coming out of this because it's in the reverse. Or you're being asked to come out of it because you've been here. And it's causing this indecisiveness, right? Because it is air energy, right? Mental energy. Knight of fire in the reverse. Confident, passionate, adventurous. Yeah, really, really being held back right now. Message 4. I think you've overly guarded your heart and your abilities and your leadership qualities, right? I think you've lost trust in yourself for whatever reason. But it is time. You're being asked to step out of these energies and flip them around turn them on their heads, to embrace confidence, adventurousness, and passion, to leave negativity, worry behind, and get really decisive and just go for it. Excuse me. My apologies. This cold is so nasty. 4 of fire. This card has showed up in so many of the messages. Prosperity, contentment, and celebration. Whatever the situation is, this is what's needed. This feeling of we're content here, we're happy, we're fired up, we're ignited. You're the one that can turn this energy around, message 4. You're the one that can bring this to the table. And I'm just realizing it's a 4 as well. This is message 4. This is you. This is what you're asking to be bringing. This is what you naturally have, whether you realize it or not. You're quite capable of bringing this balance back in for others. Yeah, giving everybody a reason to celebrate again, for them to start seeing the silver lining and, prosperity of some sort coming back in as a result of something that you do, that you lead. Nice. 3 of earth, talent, recognition, and collaboration. Yeah, definitely connected to others, right? Because we've got the Four of Fire here, and we've got bringing love into the situation connected to Aquarius, which is about the community connections. More than just you. We're dealing with more than just you. But you've got this talent. You are ready to be recognized for your abilities and the leadership that you provide and the love and the light that you can bring to things. But something from the past is really holding you back from stepping up fully. Message 4. So this full moon is going to help you to either uncover that, release that, and feel the fear and do it anyways, and trust yourself this time around. Yeah. Nice. Look at where we're going. We're going into the King of Earth energy, prosperous, generous, and successful. And this is all connected to you, message 4. This is what you create as a result over time because you showed up, because you brought love into the situation, because you dared to lead and get really decisive and say, here's what I think we need to do, guys. This is how to fix the situation. Come and see my abilities, my gifts, my talents. Follow along. We've got this. And then everything turns around. It's like that. Yeah, you've got prosperity coming through where you get to be more generous of nature, where success is coming in, and it's all connected to your talents. But you must get decisive at this time. And this full moon in Capricorn is going to provide you the clarity that you need, the strength that you need, if you lean into it. It definitely feels like a catalyst moon. It's going to catalyze something for you if you get into decisive mode and let go of what's been, let go of the past, whatever perceived mistakes you think were made there, that you did wrong, or that where you felt like you weren't good enough, or you weren't enough, or maybe even like something with worthiness keeps coming to my mind for you guys too. It's time to leave all that in the past. All right, so let's pull some more cards here. I really just want to say, like, you guys have got this. You really do. I mean, and we're not our mistakes, right? We're our possibilities. And no one's learning anything if they're not making any mistakes. And also, it requires a lot of bravery to try anything new, to go for it, and be willing to get back up if mistakes were made, or if we didn't get it quite right the first time around. It's sort of like you don't want to live a boxed in life where it's so safe that you never take those risks, because then it's like you never really showed up for yourself. And you have been doing that, regardless of whether there were mistakes or not. Message 4. I almost feel like a motivational speaker for you guys. Serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. Wow. Yep. Whatever you've touched on, whatever ideas you've come up with, whatever innovation has come to your mind, whatever thoughts that you've come across that you think would bring the situation back into balance and make it prosperous again. Yes, you're right. You need to start trusting yourself. Forget whatever you think you got wrong in the past, or whatever you actually did get wrong. At least you showed up and you played the game of life and you tried. And now it's time to dust yourself off and try again, because you really have learned from the things that maybe didn't go the way that you'd hoped from the past. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. I love that for you guys. It makes so much sense. Order of, oh gosh, I can't say that. Embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Wow. Well, I think this is why I'm feeling like I needed to be a motivational speaker, because these are coming through very like motivational speaker-like. Embraced by light. You are embraced by light. Mission uncovered, and don't give up. You're going to come into some clarity. Full moons are very illuminating. It's going to help you to step up and take lead. It's going to provide this decisive energy, like clarity, because now you can make a decision because you have the information and you're being asked to trust it. Embrace the light, take the lead with love and light at the center of taking the lead. Like assertiveness, not aggression. Yeah, mission uncovered, don't give up. So where you might have been lacking clarity, that's about to shift for you guys too. I think it would be a really good idea for my message for choosers to make space for some meditation under the full moon energy. I think it could be quite illuminating for you. I do think that a lot of you are experiencing fear holding you back. I have my card just flew out. I'm going to pick that up. Okay, so the card that flew on the floor for you guys was start your adventure today. A sign you've never noticed before grabs your attention. It may take a little while to decode the message, but your intuition tells you it's important. Okay, so paying attention to signs that show up around you, they're showing up for you. Spirit's trying to get your attention around something. It's that decisiveness that I keep coming back to. And then you take appropriate action from this space, from this place. You are definitely being led and guided. It's that breadcrumb energy. It can be quite subtle, so be mindful of that. Being alert but not hyper alert, hard, and that's a hard energy to find balance in. But I kind of feel like that's the ask for you guys right now. Yeah, something's going to grab your attention, likely a sign, an actual physical sign. And this is a message coming from your spirit team, guiding you forward. Okay, we've got cat energy here, and it says pets are very attuned to shifts of energy and the presence of unseen beings. If your dog or cat perks up and seems to sense something, it's possible an angel is visiting your home. Yes. So you might notice or feel a sense of energy around yourself by noticing how your pets are reacting. Something to consider. I almost wonder if some of you are going to have an animal cross your path, like a cat, which wouldn't necessarily be super common, I guess, depending on where you live. But if you do, I feel like that's also like an angel disguised as a cat, as silly as that might sound. I actually think that's going to be a thing for some of you. Either way, pay attention to your pets and their behavior. They're going to signal to you and let you know when the angels are around. And you can take advantage of that by saying, okay, I'm open and I'm receptive to your wisdom. Let's go. I will say message 4 of all the messages, yours definitely just feels like Spirit, just like we just wanted to come in and give you a nudge that now is the time to start taking action towards something, to get really clear and decisive, to connect into Spirit and notice how you're being guided and led, because you really are being asked to take the lead on something now, to leave the past behind, to not hold yourself hostage to previous mistakes and realize that you've learned and it's time to step up again with love. Because it's going to bring so much success and prosperity in the long term for you guys. Okay. Wow. Forgiveness. Holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Wow, you can't make this up. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. Wow. Really, really needing to let go. Start here. Message 4. What do you need to let go of in the past that's holding you hostage, holding you back by way of other people's actions or yours or both? Because it is acting as a hindrance and a block, and you're coming into really good, positive Capricorn energy that's supportive and prosperous. So looking at that first and making the decision to release it, going to be a really good idea for you. Because this says it's preventing you from moving forward. It definitely feels like that too. Instead of acting on your inspirations, you're sitting on them. And Spirit's like, we want you to act on them. They're there for a reason. You have so much leadership ability here and prosperity as a result of it, but not acting on it because of this past situation. I won't bang on it anymore. I know I've been saying it over and over again like a broken record. I will leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys.